Oh, God.
You alright?
Well, no.
You okay?
Please tell me all this is
Take a minute.
This isn't.
Stop touching your wires.
No,
just
this is great.
just
This
talk.
We should leave.
He never knows what he's saying because he's always touching other stuff. He's like, and he's like losing his train of thought because he's trying to put together a microphone or something.
I want all of this.
Spit it out. Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys. It's the first one in 2025.
Welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat became the podcast. Happy New Year, boys!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Jesus Christ! That took 9 takes. Look at us.
It did take 9 takes, but one of them was definitely you. I got 99 problems, and you're one of them.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
I'm delirious today, but hey, we are recording this on New Year's Day, so Happy New Year, Peppercorns out there. Let's hit 2025 up the bloody Jaxie show, boys.
Not like all my football coaches when I was young.
Yeah, I know.
Get up, it's Jaxie. I've never heard someone say Jaxie.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
Is it offensive?
No, it's been.
It might be.
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
It's very boomer sooner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I guess it's like jackass. It's
Yeah.
Jack. Up is Jack.
Jaxie.
Yeah.
Up is Jaxie. Jaxie's weird though. Why
Yeah.
Weird. It's not a word really. We should probably
It's
stop
very
saying
weird.
But I like it.
Very weird.
Yeah, we should hit it with a mallet. Do you know what I mean? Hit 2025 with a mallet.
I know. We are back for an episode. Joe, we missed you last week dearly.
I know.
How was your Christmas?
Frantic. It was frantic.
As in the words of James Hetfield, it was frantic. Frantic, tick, 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 tock.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Don't say that around some Metallica fans.
No, they don't like the tinny snare of St. Anger is elite, guys. Get over it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was all right. It was what it was. I'm looking forward to getting back to normal. A normal schedule is what I want now because I'm glad. I've already opened mine. I've been nursing this. I've been nursing this since Gunners R Us.
Yeah, we are back in the game now, Joe. So as of tomorrow, Thursday should feel like Thursday.
Yes. Bring on the weekend.
Yeah, Bruno, you've had a good routine over Christmas and New Year's, haven't you? No, you said you were delirious. It's probably because you had such a good New Year's, right?
I know, exactly. I had the best New Year's, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely best.
Can I guess? Did you fall asleep at like 5 p.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time did you wake up?
And then I got slightly awakened when your wife tried to phone me. Mm. So I was like, what's going on? Because weirdly, I left my Mac on yesterday from our call that we had with Paul. And then it was like ringing in 2 places. I was like, what's going on? And then, I just fell back asleep. And then I woke up about 12:30, tried to get back to sleep, couldn't, stayed up until about 6, and then had a little nap until 10.
Heck yeah.
God, you had a lot of sleep. I mean, you should be firing all cylinders here.
I don't know but I had like an hour's sleep the night before, so
hour.
It's just honestly, you are the definition of bad health.
Hey, 100%. I need to be better. I need to be held accountable by the Peppercorns out there. So this podcast will be my accountability. Okay, but it was for a good reason. I was enjoying the NFL on Monday night.
That's a good game, wasn't it? It was a good game.
It was a great game, and that what went down in our other group chat. I was giddy between the fantasy Super Bowl that you were in, and I heavily wanted you to lose.
I know it's such a weird concept.
Nah, it's not a weird concept. I don't want you to win against me. I never want you to beat me.
It's nothing to do with you. You were like way gone.
Yeah, but still. Like, if you
just for the record, when Bruno's been in fantasy football, I'm like desperately watching the scores. Like, oh my god, his receiver got points. He's going to win because that's how friends are.
Yeah, I do that as well. But there's that.
All right, okay, no, here we go. If he wants to get into it, this is what's going to happen. Okay, this is the full truth. Bruno traded 2 of his best players to a team a couple weeks ago. Nothing to do with me. He played it. He sent 2 of his players. They were not performing great, but they were world-class players. Then this week...
they weren't.
They weren't, yeah. But then they did this week.
Yeah.
That's just ironic. he dropped I would say an okay receiver into free agency. The guy I'm against picked him up, and he's absolutely dog walked me with that guy. So if Bruno had never dropped him, I'd win the Super Bowl. But he did drop him for whatever reason. But at the same time, that guy also wasn't getting 30 points every week. But he just so happened to get 30 points. And also, he was dropped in free agency. I could have picked him up, but I wasn't ever going to pick him up. So it's one of those things. The real reason I lost was the Dallas Cowboys. They like to hurt me in different new
multiple ways,
fresh ways.
No, I do like earlier in the seasons when you have when your players are doing well. If I'm doing well, then I will very much like it. But I am heavily competitive, and we always have had a competitive friendship. I don't know where you're thinking that this is that I'm a different person.
No, you're very competitive. I'm not very competitive. I mean, I just so happen to win a lot. That's the only down.
I mean, I root for the Colts.
Yeah, same.
NFL, and they're direct rivals of mine.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Bruno, how Man United getting on? I'll bring them on the podcast, and I'm like, how do you think you sort this? And then when you listen to the podcast, what do I say? I said, they'll figure it out because they're giants. They're going to get it back. And Bruno's just like, when did Arsenal last win the league? And I'm just like, honestly, it's like talking to a wall.
No. Stop it.
No, honestly, 100% truth, all of
that. There's aspects of it, but you've definitely twisted it. So it's fine. It's fine. That's what
part was twisted?
Hey, the narrative of it, the intentions of it. But it's not.
I'm very nice to everyone's team. I never say bad stuff because I don't want to hear it back. I only hear it back. I'm purposely how are Man United doing? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, they'll figure it out. And then Bruno's like,
you know what you're doing when you ask.
And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to not get it back. That's what I want. I'm trying to be so nice. Kill people with kindness.
No,
that's what I'm trying to do.
That doesn't work.
It doesn't.
That doesn't work. No, it doesn't. Anyway,
I won one fan.
That was heated. So Scott and I are going into this. You did win the other fantasy Super Bowl,
very impressive.
Well done. That was good. You can thank me for beating that guy to let you into the playoffs. That's fine.
I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to let him carry on.
Oh God. So this podcast was meant to wrap up 2024, but it feels weird that we're in 2025 now. However, I still want to.
I kind of want to disassociate with 2024.
Yeah, let's put it in the books early doors, and I'll go pepper or corn it 2024.
So I sent you a message of my written 2024, and you've seen it. I'm not going to read it on here because it's a bit sappy, but I've done a lot in 2024.
It's a hell of a year.
And looking around the socials, I don't know if anyone else picked this up, but like Christmas, I felt like I didn't see many people doing Christmas like normal, like traditional Christmas. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people were just kind of being like, I'm just going to do it my own thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like New Year, I felt the same. It wasn't as, everyone wasn't out. People were just kind of like, most people went to sleep.
Yeah.
People were just kind of going, well, whatever, it's just another day.
Yeah.
And the sentiment I was getting was everyone just couldn't stand 2024.
I kept hearing that, yeah.
People really want it gone.
I kept forgetting if something like I understand when people were saying it about the pandemic, because it was just a weird time.
Yeah.
But I was trying to remember like why it was such a bad year, because people kept saying it.
Yeah, but
2016 part 2 this was.
Was it?
That's what people say, yeah.
I don't know if people said it. I just remember the last bad years apart from COVID were 2016.
Yeah, 2016, yeah. When I look at the world, really bad. When I look internally to my year,
hell of a year.
It was the best year I've had, probably on paper or physically. It's hard. It's been a roller topsy-toes. Been a topsy-toesies.
Toasties.
It's been a toesy. But yeah, personally, it's been a really good year. So I'm gonna pepper. My year. But that's just me talking about my year. I understand where everyone else kind of is coming from, universally. But I mean, I don't know. I think you can only speak for yourself. Can't you really?
I think you can.
Yeah, because it's all personal, isn't it? Like you can talk about what's going on.
Because every year's going to get bad. Like every year's going to have bad things and really good things. But personally, it changes.
You can talk about what's going on in the world a lot, but I mean, since the start of time, there's always been stuff going on in the world. So you
that's what I mean. Yeah.
You can only go by your own year.
Yeah.
I mean, this year was a weird one. I didn't really think about it much. Like until you explained the year, I'd forgotten a lot of stuff, weirdly, that was pretty major. Now that I'm at this end of the year. I'd say this year...
Major this end of the year.
Major.
Very good.
I feel like my before you'd explained all that, my outcome of this year was I felt beaten up.
Yeah.
Like, I came out the back of the year. It's probably the hardest I've ever worked was this year. Like, physically and everything. Like, mentally, everything. So I was kind of battered. Like, my takeaway from this year, I was going to put a picture up of, my face was mushed in that match. I was going to put that picture up and say, like, 2024 had me like this. Like I'd been beaten up.
Yeah.
Because it
felt like that was everyone's
I'm knackered. But when you actually explain what happened in that year, there's a reason I'm knackered. Because it was mad. Like, nuts. I didn't think it was a bad year. I was just going into the new year very, like, I need to sit down for a little bit. Like, a rest.
Yeah. I saw a thing online that someone said, it was like a picture of, like, Gen Zers. There was a lot of beanies in it. But it was like a quote of, goodbye 2024, said the people who were living in peak, like, potential in society, like, where we have everything at our fingertips, and people are like, can't wait for another year. It's like, say that to someone in 1940.
Yeah.
Like, they'd be like, it must have been rough 2024. But no, I saw that and I thought, I don't know, it's just...
So it felt like I was bad, but not in a negative way. Like, I didn't go into it thinking, like, I'm beat up, like, thank God that's over. It was like dragging yourself over the finish line feeling of, like, got there. Like, now I need to recoup and go again.
Yeah.
But in a good way. Like...
Yeah, I think the crossing of midnight as well for me was the most, not content, I don't know what the word is. I felt very, like, relaxed. I think I definitely put pressure on the new year.
Did you?
Usually I do. It was the first time where I think I was like sometimes I'll up till midnight drink like Diet Coke, and then I've set some task of like one Diet Coke a day or something like this, and then I'm like, I can't after midnight. Yeah. Whereas like my diet, nothing has changed yet.
I got no bad
there's
plans.
no reason it has to be today. This year I want to make it as fruitful as possible, but I'm not going to change the world today. Maybe a little couple things. One of my big resolutions this year is hydrate. Yeah. Maybe hydrate a little bit more. I know it sounds like a weird resolution, but I know I definitely don't hydrate enough, and it's so important. So maybe I'll just do a little bit of that. But I was like, it doesn't have to be. There's no pressure, and I felt really relaxed. Like we went to bed about 4:30.
Oh yeah.
And it was just and it was like,
if I knew you're up, I would have texted back.
We're up with Dad, in his shiny trousers.
Oh,
but
I like that.
Yeah, I had that feeling. It was almost like
today, like we were saying just a minute ago. This Wednesday is like our usual.
Yeah.
We got Wednesday, we did our TikTok, we did our Gunners, we did Peppercorn. Usually Peppercorn's last night, but it's kind of like it's all in line. And Joe goes home at a certain time, and I just feel like it's a regular Wednesday. But I didn't feel that feeling of I wish I had more time, like away from it. I kind of was glad we were instantly in.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But I need to look after myself. That's the only one I got.
Yeah.
I need to take rest when I can get it. And not go too hard. I need to work less hard. That's what.
Well, we had this conversation with Bruno a long time ago, didn't we, on the podcast? It was like, work smart or harder.
I need to work smart this year because I'm getting old.
Bruno will sort you out. Bruno, what did you think of Peppercorn?
I think my 2024 was definitely productive in parts. It was, like we said before, one of the most consistent things that I've done content-wise is this podcast every week, edited, uploaded. So that's been a key part of it. It's been tough at times with the Wi-Fi situation. If I had Wi-Fi, I think I'd be unstoppable. It's been an okay year. I didn't go away or anything. I think 2025 is going to be a hell of a lot more action-packed and event-filled. So I think I just coasted 2024. I worked hard at work. Like it was a bit of a weird work year, but other than that, I think it was all right. I remember because we always at work, we always remember back January. We don't know, but everyone was in such a funk coming out of 2023, and then so it just got back. But however bad or however good 2024 was for me, I went to the Eras tour this year, so
you were sorted.
The best year. It's the best year ever.
Yeah, you look back 2024. I went to the Eras. That's amazing. I think that's a big one as well. Is like not remembering January. Sounds really weird, but it also is proof positive why you don't have to jump straight into your resolutions or make massive changes, because in December you're not even going to remember January. You're going to remember like March onwards, because it's a really long time.
It is, yeah.
So yeah, don't put that pressure on yourself. Finish strong. That's what I'd say. Build up to it. Finish strong.
That's why I've never really liked the term "life is short."
Yeah,
like, you know, people say that life's short. Life's too short.
Yeah, well, it is for some.
It's the longest thing you'll ever do.
It is the longest thing you do. It's for some.
No, it is the longest thing you'll ever. Even if you died young,
this is sad.
It's still the longest thing you'll ever do. Yeah. Like, no matter what.
Hey,
I'm trying to think
as Logan Paul once said, life isn't too short. You just got to do more stuff.
There it is.
But it is. It's the longest thing you'll ever do. So take your time. Like, you don't have to rush.
I don't know if that's good advice what you're giving there, but
no, but I think it is. It's always going to be the longest thing you'll ever do, no matter what.
I'm so desperately trying to think of something this long.
There isn't. From the moment you're born to the moment you pass, it's the longest thing you'll ever do.
Life is life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's life.
I figured out that I am living the Peter Parker mantra. I think I'm brilliant but lazy is my thing. So this year, I need to be brilliant and like
put it into action. Be proactive.
Yes,
not lazy.
Yeah.
Find that brilliance.
I'm not lazy.
Harness that brilliance.
Motivation.
Yeah.
What's the word? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking of something.
Yeah.
A little get up and go. A little gusto.
Yeah.
Harness the brilliant.
Hey, that's what it is. I would put it right on the line of Peppercorn it, but if I had to, maybe a slight corn, but like when you were away, Scott, me and Joe are very positive vibes. I still want to look at the positives that you like the bright side. So yeah, it is what it is, to be fair. But yeah, it's right on that. I'll pepper it slightly then.
Yeah, I'm gonna pepper.
I'm gonna pepper it. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I tell you this as well. The year goes so quick now.
Yeah.
So January to March felt like an absolute slog, and then from April to December was a blip.
It was rapid.
Yeah, because when I was in Philly in April, and that feels like years ago, but also doesn't. But when I think of being in Orlando in, I don't know when that was, July or something.
Yeah.
That feels like that was 6 weeks ago. But it's 6 months ago. It's like
mental.
Oh, is it? Yeah, because I was in Florida 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That's
a quarter of a year.
Yeah.
It feels like a couple weeks ago.
I feel like it just happened.
Yeah, it's really weird. When you do podcasts, I do think as well, it does change it because there's a routine. So you do your 52 episodes. Right now, the idea of us doing 52 episodes from today to the end of the year is like, that's a lot of episodes. But then before you know, we're going to be doing one, you're going to be going, oh, we're halfway through our year. And you're like, when did that happen? Yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, I don't know. It's a very complex thing, but it's very confusing.
Yeah.
But we did do Wembley this year. I just want to bring it up. That is something that really doesn't feel like it really happened this year.
No.
I know.
Feels very. You know, it's like sometimes I think back to our Mania trips years ago, and I'm like, I don't imagine me doing that. I can't imagine I was doing that. It feels like a different person. I just know about it.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I feel the same way about Wembley. I can't see it. I don't remember being stressed or anything, but I must have been nervous and stressed and all these things.
It was a weird feeling.
It was just like a whirlwind. And then now I'm at the other end. It's almost like, I don't think I did it. I think I just know about it.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's very. I wonder if that's what life ends up kind of like when people get like 60, 70. That's why they constantly tell stories. I think because they're like, I don't fully remember what happened.
I think going into the utility arena one for Dynamite, that is about as anxious as I've been going into anything. Just because of not knowing what to expect. There's a lot of pressure. Like, you don't know what's going to happen that day. It could be anything.
Yeah. Meeting
like a lot of these guys that are super successful in one of the bigger companies. There's a lot piled in. But I think from all credit to AEW as well, like from the minute being there, felt super comfortable, super quick. And then I think that comfortability carried on from where it started in the utility arena in Cardiff to...
It became normalised almost, like by the time you got...
By the time we left Wembley, it felt so normal and it was just very comfortable. It didn't feel surreal anymore. The surreal feeling came from trying to get into the arena in Dynamite. That was the surreal bit. Was the first bit of just... It's like jumping in cold water.
That's weird. Like, yeah,
it's like your body. You know when your bloody body acclimatizes.
Your bloody body.
Your bloody body acclimatizes to the cold water. That's what it felt like. It was like jumping into cold water at Dynamite. Yeah. Then we just acclimatized.
Yeah, I think that's why the boys feel so comfortable in their position.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's once you've done it, it's like a job, isn't it? It's like normal.
Yes. Yeah. It does become comfortable.
That will honestly
you become confidence as well. Yeah.
The Wembley thing was like at the start of the year, I was like, that'd be cool if we got to do that, but we won't.
Yeah.
And like even 2 months out from it, I was like, I would like to do it, and I was emailing and I was just like, it's not something that we're going to get to do, but other people are going to get to do it, so it's a bit frustrating.
It's even like,
but then it was like all of a sudden it was happening. Then you had to blood tests and all these things, and it was just like it was such a whirlwind. And then like I don't know, it was really strange.
But even what is it? Where some people have they get nervous even just talking to the public or like talking to someone. But then you throw yourself out at Wembley Stadium.
Dressed as a beefier.
You've got to pull the Queen's carriage. There's a timing and a beat to it.
Yeah, come on.
You're on live TV across the world in front of, 80,000 people?
Right, let's say that.
But the pressure that comes with the pressure that comes with that.
I like that.
Like there was a chance if we didn't stop walking with that carriage, Mercedes Monet was going right off the edge.
Yeah, but we would have been really well known.
That would have been us that did that if we'd done that.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah,
I know. It's mad, isn't it? They trust you.
Wild. Wild.
If there wasn't corgis in there, I feel like that could have happened.
Like I could have just walked down the ramp with her. And that would have changed wrestling forever. Because everyone would be like, do you remember when AEW did their second biggest ever show in Wembley and that random extra started walking with a wrestler and they couldn't edit him out because he was just walking in a beefier outfit. Obviously, if anyone says that wouldn't happen, I'm a professional.
No. We're professional.
I'm a professional.
I'm a professional, really. But no, it was brilliant. But it was just, even the idea of like Coyote Ugly. We hadn't performed at Coyote Ugly until this year. I thght that had been something we've done for a couple of years. So I don't know. There's a lot of cool things that have happened in one calendar year.
I got engaged. Escaped a hurricane.
Skipped it. Yeah. That's mad. I felt an earthquake in Philly.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, a really strange year. And this year is only going to be, I'm hoping, weirder and wilder.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well.
That's what I'd like to think.
I think it will. You did put up a post yesterday, Scott.
I did.
So should we
talk about the last slide?
Should we officially talk about the Michael Jordan's last slide?
Yeah.
And
that's very good.
And officially announce it to the Peppercorn.
Yeah. I'm spawning. I've respawned. I'm in the lobby. Just waiting for another one to meet me so we can go into game. GG's. I did do a post yesterday. It was like a soft launch.
It was a very soft launch.
There's two parts I really like about it because they said, "Did you announce something?" And I was like, "I did," but it was like not like you got to really like me to know.
It was a very Bishton.
Yeah.
It was a very Bishton.
Here's what he sings. Here's the biggest thing. Yeah. By the way, I forgot to mention. I did it kind of to see like how many people are really going to scroll to the end of this.
Yeah, who's paying attention?
Yeah. Whoever's paying attention probably deserves to know. Is in my head. It turns out more people than I thought were going to look at those pictures. But yeah, I'm having a child, a boy, a new Peppercorn boy. The podcast will live forever.
We had been slowly hinting.
Yeah, I think I just said it last week as well. I don't know if it was.
I beeped it out.
Okay, fair.
Because I didn't. It's not. It wasn't my time to tell. Even though it came out of your mouth, it wasn't my way to tell it.
Yeah.
Until you soft launched it in a post.
Yeah. The best part is I soft launched it to so much that people thought Luke's pregnant.
Yeah, no.
But I kind of like that. I wanted because I have a better picture, obviously, and I thought it's funnier if I put this one up because it adds a more confusion.
Yeah. It's more subtle.
Yeah, that was more of that's a picture that was more for personal people. Like the real picture. Like, I'm not going to put up, like, here's the scan with all the like metrics at the top. It was like, here's a picture, and in the background, there's a little picture. If you zoom in, and you might think my male dog, pregnant.
Luke did look gorgeous in that picture, though.
He looks annoyed that he's going to miss out food, or he's going to steal.
Yeah, Luke. Yeah. Luke's just protecting his little brother. That's all.
I did get 3 WhatsApps saying, "Is your dog pregnant or is Lissy?" And I left him on tenterhooks and said, "You tell me."
Mate, to be fair, if there's a couple things that described this year for the Peppercorns. It's full transparency and tenterhooks.
Oh, we were on tenterhooks because if you're being transparent, you got to in the back, you got to look for these cameos. I mean, we're giving Easter eggs all year about information. I mean, this podcast, the one thing I'd say in the whole year is there's so many Easter eggs of things that probably shouldn't be in the public domain that we've said that only if you're listening fully did you pick up on and go, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But we just throw them in there. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the group chat became the podcast. That's the point of it. You got to really listen.
We like to pepper them in.
We like to pepper them in. Some would say.
And it turns out I may have been wrong about Hawk Tuah.
Oh no! Why? What's happened with her?
Because I did say that we had to protect her at all costs.
Yeah. Have you bought into her crypto?
I have not bought into Hawk Tuah coin or whatever it is.
Yeah. It's not going well,
but
I heard.
It's not going well at all. Yeah. She bounced. She went to sleep and didn't wake up. But
really?
She did. No, she did. She bit, like, there was a thing on X where she did like a community thing. She got absolutely blasted by CoffeeZilla, the one that's been taking down Logan and Mr. Beast and all that lot. Yep. And she said, bye y'all, I'm leaving, I'm going to bed. And then no one heard from her for like 2 weeks.
Jesus.
I'm guessing people did, but
just not online.
The public didn't.
The people that put their hard-earned cash in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I say this about the Logan one as well. I wouldn't advise buying into financial advice from social media stars.
No.
I'm not saying it's your fault, not you, the people. But just think about it more. Because when Hawk Tuah goes, I've got a crypto, I don't go, I need to plow 10K.
That's where I'm putting my money.
I need to put 10K in there. I mean, just find a bank.
Yeah.
Maybe some bonds. You know.
They're all run and dumps, those ones. But yeah, it turns out she wasn't as.
Here's the thing: is she not just got bad financial advisors, and she's now going to go down? Like, I don't know. For example, Logan Paul's not going. Do you know what I want to do? Crypto egg or whatever he called it. People have come to him with the idea and said, "You'll be a really good face for this." He then goes, "Oh, that sounds really cool." They put it together for him. He then goes, "Guys, buy into this," and then people go, "By the way, you're screwing people here and here." And he turns to his people and goes, "Is that true?" And they go, little bit. And he's like, "Oh, great." And now he looks like the guy. Like, these people aren't really, like, Hawk Tuah has not come up with this crypto idea.
But you've got but you've got to have some accountability for your actions as well.
Why do they get involved in crypto? Just literally have a cameo. Hawk Tuah doing a cameo. She's going to make just as much doing cameos every day.
I didn't know crypto was still a thing.
I don't know. She made the run and dump thing. It's like 13. It's like 25 mil. I think that was. But she's probably getting that to go on. And that was just a day. But it's by the by of the point. I feel like it just wasn't that. But it was a nice.
Should we go through all the things you might be wrong on?
Yeah. Go on.
Where are you out on Onana? Because you said you give it 18 months. We're at like 20 months or something.
Oh, my 18-month period is over now, and the boy's got to go. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say he'd be so glad to know his period's over.
Yeah.
Because you gave him the 18 months.
I did give him time.
Yeah. I can't think of any other things that you've had a stance on, but
I didn't have a stance on Onana. No. I admitted that he wasn't good, but then to start off this year, he started okay.
Yeah.
And then recently, he's not the worst thing at that club. Let's just put it that way.
No. Do you see the Newcastle fans dressed up as rats? Yeah, because there's an Old Trafford rat.
Yeah.
Not Bruno.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And do you know what I did? Just took on the chin and laughed.
But you have to. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, why can't you do that with Arsenal?
If people stand up as a bottle, I wouldn't go, "Oh, that's just not right."
Yeah.
I just don't like getting red cards that no one else is getting. You know what I mean? But these are real sporting questions. If someone turns up in a bottle, I'd laugh.
And to listen to our opinion, check out Gunners R Us.
Yeah. And another thing that's happened in 2024 is I always want to thank the people over at SeatGeek. I talk to them every day, and they've given us this SeatGeek code of TBA Wrestling. I'm hoping we'll get another one. But it's TBA Wrestling. Honestly, $20 off your first purchase. Go see some Orioles. Go see some Lakers. Go see Bruno's beloved Colts. And just enjoy any kind of American sport. By the way, Pat McAfee went off on the Colts, and I thought it was a tad too much.
I think it was just enough.
just enough.
What do you say then? Because I haven't seen it.
I think it was one. I think it was constructive. I didn't think he didn't throw necessarily anyone under the bus as such. It was on the whole organization, and it all stemmed like he's got a bit of a bee in his bonnet anyway, because when Richardson tapped out and he called him out on the podcast for it, he got a lot of angry Colts fans on him saying that he should have been behind him and whatnot, even though like our own head coach kind of threw him under the bus by benching him. So
yeah,
it's a bit weird. So he had a little bit of that, and then we suck. there is something fundamentally wrong where
I wish they could tackle a little bit better just for my Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know any given Sunday things can happen and whatever, but this isn't an any given Sunday. This happened to Jags a couple years ago. We haven't won the South in 10 years. This isn't a winning organization, so it's
you won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, in 2006.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But
coming up to
that's just
Bruno, we haven't won one in that time, nor Joe.
That's just the whole we're Man United thing.
Yeah.
Like it's not a given at all.
Yeah, it is weird though, because isn't it a reaction maybe too much for a team that have just won one Super Bowl? Because here's my thought. Like, because you said it in the group, the other group, the other day about like how the last 10 years have been a bit of a rip. As a Man United fan, a Colts fan, obviously.
I know, yeah.
And which is understandable, but I mean, also like Super Bowl, multiple Champions League, Premier Leagues. You know, you've also lived through all the things that we'd all dream of, and you're like, this is unacceptable. And it's like this is Manchester United thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because a Bournemouth fan don't sit around going, like when they lose to Everton, they go, it's a joke of a club. Like they don't. Pat McAfee, do you know what I mean? Like Jason McAteer doesn't come out and talk about Everton. He wouldn't because he's Liverpool, but do you know what I mean?
But other teams don't have the amount of finance behind and the amount of money that United have spent and what it should have, like what a club of that like stature should be doing.
One of the most famous clubs in the world.
It is the most famous club, I'd say. Before we get turned into a sports talk radio, could you just answer me one question? Will Man United get relegated?
They won't get relegated, but I feel like
I really want this on. I want this on camera just because I think it'd be real fun if something does happen.
I feel it could get very close.
I'll say this: Arsenal were in a situation very similar.
Yeah,
that people saying they might get relegated. We were on 44 points already, and people were like, "This is looking dicey." You're on less than Blackpool had at this point when they got relegated.
Yeah, I know.
And if you carry on this rate, you're going to get 44 points.
I think there's 4 or 5 teams that are worse.
Yeah, you'll just happen
that
to
will go down. I feel like we're end on about 41 points. Like I feel like we get to that 40-point mark.
That's tight.
We're definitely finishing bottom table.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to apologise to Ten Hag just a tiny bit as well.
Yeah.
Not you. I'm just saying. I think generally people do. He won 2 trophies with this team. Now make that make sense.
I still think they should apologise to Moyes.
I agree. They should apologise. Zaha.
They should apologise. We should have given Moyes longer.
Yeah.
The one that I'm most angry about is Ragnick.
Oh God.
Because
I knew that was coming. This guy, you'd think he works for his PR or something. I've had so many voice notes. I remember at the time, there was one, he basically was like, he's Jesus. Like, it was 6-7 minutes. I had to listen to him fast forward. It was mad. He was like, he just gets it. He's so... No, we found something here. He's going to change the game here. And he was so into him. And even since then, he's just like, he goes back to it and goes, yeah, I did right. He is so... he must work with him or something. It's mad. But I respect it.
He said everything was wrong now. Yeah. This is sport. Yeah, he called it however long ago it was now, 3 years ago. And it hasn't changed, and it's exactly the same. And Amarin has been put in the exact same position. Ragnick was brought in for a backroom to be director of football to sort out the that's backstage. He then got forced into being a coach, and then it didn't go well, and then we threw him under the bus because he was honest in the media. Amarin's come in. The Ineos and Glazers have said he was like, can I stay at Sporting until the summer and come in the summer? They're like, no, if you're not coming now, you're not coming at all. So he upped and left. And what are we doing to him? We're saying you can't buy any players in January.
Yeah.
So
well, they thought he was going to be a good coach.
We basically
got
nah, you can't. I've been saying this for so bloody long. I am so angry. That bunch of players. Honestly, I would sack them pretty much. I would get rid of all of them if I could. I think
2 things come to mind. I remember when Arsenal had Mustafi and Louise, and when Gary Neville was saying this lot are uncoachable, and we managed to get a little bit. We got an FA Cup like Ten Hag did out of them. And the other night, Gary Neville hit us with a line that I thought was real fun, which was, "This is pound for pound the worst team in the Premier League," and I was like, "That is such a mad thing to say."
I think he said in the country.
The world.
In the world. Yeah. It's in the world.
Was it world? Yeah.
No, but it is.
Oh, you think
I think he said I think he said in the league, but I believe it's the world. And
you've not watched Plymouth recently, honestly. Like, this is so bad for them.
Yeah, but what money have they got behind them?
Yeah, true. But are you wearing your gas station tee?
Yeah, I am, yes.
Don't look at that ring. I'm trying not to bring it up.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to get used to it because that aura ring will be on. Do I do it on this finger or do I do it on this finger?
Never wear it on that index finger ever again.
That one.
You're going to call yourself the Games Master or something.
Cool. Is that all right? Am I going to actually suit this thing?
Yes. It looks fine. It just looks like you're married.
Looks great.
Well, no.
Yeah, but on quick glance, if you see that black ring, you're going to assume, married. Unless you then go,
good.
I'm married. Can you not put it on your... Wait, what
middle
finger
finger
is this on? Middle finger.
He's on a wedding finger. That's not fitting on his middle finger. Oh!
But
that's like he's missing fingers for some reason now. Does that make sense?
Actually, it's not too bad.
I think that works, because then it doesn't look too much like a wedding ring then. But it's not on a weird finger like your thumb.
Put it on your thumb.
Don't put it on your thumb.
I can't put it on my thumb.
I might go back to the thumb ring.
What material is that? Plastic or is it metal?
No, it's metal.
How are you found wearing it? Are you wearing it a lot or are you just wearing it for the podcast?
I'm not wearing it that much. I wore it a little bit at the beginning and I haven't for a while. It's just been on my desk, so I just put it on. So I like to fiddle with things, don't I? So.
Yeah. Honestly, once you get a wedding ring, you can't stop giving it one of these, like spinning on the spot, and also you pull it off sometimes, you turn it around, you put it back on. It's a nice fidget. But what I would say is, what I found is the metal rings.
Yeah.
I can't live 24/7 in them. It's sweaty, and like when you put your hands on tables or anything,
clink.
it's like clink, clink. You do like you're texting, it keeps hitting your phone, and I was just like, how is this? Like when you're driving.
I've got a little bit more cushion for my pushing now, haven't I? So
it's my ring is also like it's not sharp, obviously. It's like quite straight edged. Sometimes you get those real rounded ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a bit more like I don't know. It could cut you.
I think if I was at work at the kennels,
I did wear my metal ring at work.
I couldn't do that.
Matt did.
The amount of times you have to grab cage doors and stuff and move quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think you're just overreacting about it.
Well, I saw that Italian player lose that finger once.
Yeah.
I think people have been wearing wedding rings in their professions for a long time.
I just struggle with it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's
because you're a little
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Even like if you like type on your Mac and you catch it on there, it's really annoying.
It scratches stuff as well.
How are you? I'm actually like that, so I don't know how. Do you type like face down?
Yeah, I got
doggy paddle.
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah. So you're going to wear rings this year? That's cool. That's a nice new one.
Yeah,
I am too.
It's
Any bold?
I need it. I don't want an Apple Watch again. So I went with the ring.
Yeah. Can you pay on that ring?
Can you pay with a ring?
No, it's not. It's not for
paying.
You get
text for it?
Because you keep saying that it's for.
What's it for though? Because if it doesn't pay, it doesn't text.
It's health stuff. It's
health stuff.
It's to track your calories and sleep and that lot.
Does it?
It's an Apple Watch isn't to pay for things. It's to track all your stuff. I know you can. I paid with my Apple Watch when I had it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to put.
He's made that sound like it's like a. No. I was like, could you pay with it? Oh no! I was like, it's an Apple Watch. Okay, can you pay on an Apple Watch? Yeah. So that's why I asked the question. Yeah.
All right. It's the way that I feel like you were saying that's the only thing that I'm going to do with it.
Yeah. Honestly, if I saw you pay like this,
that it can.
If someone said pay for your fuel and you went this, I would slap you.
No.
I feel confident.
I say, if you're not using cash, I'm annoyed.
I'm strictly no cash.
I'm just phone now.
Yeah.
I haven't even put it on my phone.
It's really easy. It's a lot better. You have your plane tickets on there. It's so much easier. It's just a virtual wallet. It's just a lot easier. And I mean, this is me saying.
That's my goal for this year.
So I was wrong about Hawk Tuah Girl. What were your biggest headlines from 2024?
I was wrong about the Ascension. I think I can admit to that now.
That was so long ago.
Yeah.
I called that. I should be writing for WWE. I should be having that position. Yeah. Did you apply for that position?
Not yet. I'm waiting to talk to someone who had that position.
All right.
Anyway, what was I going to say? 2024, I think obviously it's mainly just about Luigi.
Mate.
That guy, have you seen the AI stuff where he's in prison and he starts lifting a trophy and stuff? I think 2024 is AI.
Was AI? Yeah.
I'm officially at a point where I don't fully understand. You know when they say like your parents get fooled by a picture online, they're like, "Oh my god, did you see this happen?" You're like, "It's clearly AI," and I get it because you can tell when obviously those videos are AI. There's certain pictures you're like, I'm 99% sure that's AI, but if someone said why, I'd be like slightly rounded edges or something. Like something looks wrong. I'm at a point now where I'm not 100% sure when I see anything anymore. I don't know what videos are real. I don't know what photos are real. I don't know what people were like. Oh, did you hear about so and so? And I'm like, oh no. And they're like, have you seen the article? And I'm like, well, where'd you get it from? And they're like from Twitter. And I'm like, or TikTok. And I'm like, well, it's probably not real. And then they click on it. It goes to a link to another thing. And then I'm like, oh god, it's a real article. But then I look at the hyperlink at the bottom. And it's scrambled. And I'm like, God, that looks like BBC News, but it's not BBC. It's so confusing, and everyone's got so much information about stuff that I don't know if it's real anymore. I'm so confused.
It's I feel like that's a little bit to do with the whole weird thing with 2024 is you honestly don't know where you are in certain things.
No, it's becoming the Matrix.
Okay, 2025, we need to only worry about what's in front of us physically.
Yeah. Well, it's a big reason why I'm trying to get off of most socials as much as possible.
I feel like I might have to get out of X.
Yeah, it's time consuming, and also it's all just propaganda from the owner of it. Essentially, I can't get away from it. I'm just like, what is happening? But I'm trying to find football news because I use it for gunners, and I'm like, it's pretty easy just to search gunner on Google, and then just find actual articles. But I don't know if they're real articles.
You don't. Yeah, we don't. Off that, I don't trust normal journalism either.
No, I don't trust any of it. But it's all been caused by this whole trickle down of we don't know what to believe. It's so confusing.
There is a cool thing that I watched this YouTube channel called Mega Builds, which is just I'm quite nerdy and I quite like stuff that's being built around the world. So it was a lot of stuff in Saudi Arabia, and that's why I knew about all the World Cup stadiums before it got announced. And then one of them, he is sponsored. One of the things that he is sponsored by was this news site, which is very impartial. It gives you every single article, and then it tells you where it's come from, so you can kind of make up your own. Yeah. You can do a little bit more thing, and I feel like that is a better way of figuring out if you know where it's come from, and then you know where it leans towards one.
Because that's the thing is now it's so good with algorithms and stuff. You just watch a video slightly too long. Yeah, you're now biased that way because it's going to give you 10 reasons to be that biased, and you're just oh wow, yeah, that's really right. And then you hear something that's maybe from the other side that's from a direct source, and you're like, oh no, I thought that, and then you realize that everything you just read. I tell you what, this sounds really bizarre. It started a little bit with, I don't know the exact, but I remember this thing that happened. It was during Brexit. There was a Brexit poll. And then one of the things they put on London buses was, when it happens, we're going to save this much, which means this will happen. And it was plastered everywhere. And I'm fairly sure that is the one main reason it all got pushed that way. It's because everyone, oh wow, that's amazing for our country. Let's vote that way. And as soon as it happened, first day out, they went, no, that can't happen. And it was so was it a lie, or were you just misinformed, or what it was?
It probably was.
Yeah, and then you're I think from that moment, it's only got you can we could say on here, we can go, we're the second biggest podcast in the world. We have 20,000 downloads. Okay. And everyone will go, that's really, 20,000 isn't the second best podcast. But we could give you metrics like this every week.
Yeah.
We can say it every week, and guess what? Most people that listen to it will start to believe
Becomes
it.
reality. Yeah.
And even sponsors and all sorts. There's people out there that do videos where they're like, flag it and just like, I have a podcast of over 100,000 listeners. It's here. They make it look really professional. They get loads of sponsors. And it's just them talking to like 3 people.
Yeah.
And it's because even big companies are doing the same thing. They're going, oh, let me look into them. And then you could go and make a fake website, a load of reviews, 1,000 reviews. You can change your analytics to look like it's 50,000 times. And they go, yeah, here's a load of money. It's so crazy. Because the people that are the ones that are supposed to check if things aren't real or not are now working with companies to help them look like if it's, I don't know. Yeah. We are in the Matrix. It's the Matrix.
I feel this is a very poignant thing because I know things like you're always like, I believe I'm always learning. I love to see both sides of things, and then I want to make my own decision and outlook on it. I feel like this my one bit of advice to the world is just make sure that you're true to who you are, like, and you kind of don't buy into everything. Like, don't take everything that you see as gospel. Take things and then make your own sort of like internal educated.
Yeah, it's so hard now
with
though,
your
isn't it?
values.
Like, even
I know
if
it
I
is,
said
but
here's information, I don't even know if either of them are correct.
It's
so hard.
I tell you what, just ignore all of it.
Some people can't though.
Just worry about your day to day.
No, because we're very privileged, so we don't have to worry about the things that these people are worrying about.
We do come from a very
you can still focus on what's in front of you, like
of course, but I mean, like, these are big topics are like they directly affect people. They don't really affect us because we're a load of rich straight white
what
males.
kind of topic?
I don't get into it, but I mean, like, race. I'm talking about human bodies.
That
kind of stuff.
But we also know there's right and wrong,
but the world doesn't anymore.
Yeah, true.
That's what I'm saying. It's skewed a lot. And
that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying stick to your like when these subjects comes up, just have a feeling of how you actually feel about it.
Just be a good human.
And then
it's so. But I will say it's so hard because
everyone's
on socials, so you've already got an opinion before you hear about the topic.
Yeah, it's tough.
We're okay. We're the last of that generation because we kind of like we grew up with. You know, you push someone over in the street, that's wrong.
Yeah.
This is right.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're in a world where, like, you know, we were talking about last night, someone goes, oh, I don't, and people going, I feel a bit rotten because I'm overweight. That's fat phobic. We get into that kind of conversation. It's like,
it's weird, yeah.
So what can you feel? Like, you know, and then people start going, I should just keep quiet. And that's the worst thing. And I don't know. It's a scary one. I'm just hoping they kind of figure it out a little bit in 2020.
But I feel like we need, like, there's certain things that, we're never. I feel like we will never change, but I do agree with you. We come from a very privileged standpoint.
We're straight white males talking on our podcast. So
here we are. It's a tough one.
But I'm hoping that this year will be more. It'll level out in some capacity. Like somehow someone will get hold of something.
You definitely don't feel that way because hey, we're only like six or so days away. Trump coming in.
Oh, is that in 6 days?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know what's gonna happen.
I thought he's already in.
I didn't know. Yeah, that's a worry. I thought you were talking about January. Do you know when you said that? I was like, oh yeah, Raw.
and that most important thing,
yeah. The most important thing is Raw.
Yeah, and the most annoying thing about Donald Trump coming in is we gained Ellen DeGeneres.
We did. And all of this is...
It's very weird.
It's all very upsetting. But here we are.
And hey, we're talking about privilege. That's like those people that was like, I'm leaving America. That's privilege.
Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres. My word.
Yeah.
It's... I'd say this. It's a dicey time, especially when you're having a child. I'm not keen.
It's definitely not getting easier, that's for sure.
No. And that's what I mean. I'm hopeful that something could... It's you know, when something is so bad, it could potentially like turn a curve where humans get involved and be like, what are we doing? Like we need to get some kind of normality back or something. Like let's get back basic moral, you know.
Yeah. Well, my favorite mantra ever was be good, human.
Yeah.
Like just be good. Be good. It's that simple. Just be good. Understand.
It's so hard now. Well, it's not hard to do it.
No, just do it.
Yeah.
You have that power. Everyone has the power. If everyone did it, we'd be fine.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm hoping something like that will happen. That would be very helpful. But Raw is coming to Netflix. That's big.
That's massive big. And talking of big as well, it's not coming out here until I think today or tomorrow. But Nosferatu.
Bless you.
You heard of that film?
No.
It's Billy Sasgard, I think, but it's getting a lot of hype online.
Where's it coming out in cinemas?
Yeah.
What is it? The name rings a bell.
I don't even know how to say it again if you ask me to say it one more time.
Nosferatu.
Bless you.
That's such an old joke.
Mate, he's 40. Come on.
Yeah.
It's in the 1830s. Estate agent Thomas Hunter travels to Transylvania for a fateful meeting with Count Orlok. So I think it's.
I'm good.
It's more. Yeah, I feel like that.
Did you say the word Count Orlok?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. However, it's getting very good buzz on it.
Is it cinema? Did you say?
It's 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. It looks very dark. It's very like old school. But just
what time period is it spent? You know,
like 1830s. To be fair, that I don't know why. I should have done more. This is definitely not a U film.
Nah.
However, it's getting a lot of buzz that I feel like I might watch.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
Weren't we just talking about not getting swayed by things?
Yeah,
yeah, but I
go with your gut. Go with your gut.
He's like, go with your gut. Anyway, this film's getting so much buzz. I have to go. Have you seen the new burger, the chocolate chunk chocolate cookie? Yeah.
There's that new series on Netflix that's dropped.
Harlem Common.
It's out now.
Yeah, the Harlem Common. That's dropped today, so I'll be watching that.
I'll be watching that
tonight.
Yeah,
what's it called?
I don't even remember. I never remember all of them. Like at work, someone who likes them or saw the Michelle Keegan one from last year. She saw that, and I was like, she said it, and I was like, yeah, I've seen it. And then I was searching. I was like, oh yeah, it's the one that came out last year. And she was like, it was so good. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, there's like 6 others. And she was like, really? And she was like, what are they called? And I was like, I don't know.
No idea.
Yeah, but some of them are Polish, some of them are French, but some of them are in English.
Is this in English?
And this one's an English one. Big Lenny Henry's.
Lenny Henry? No.
I think briefly, but I don't know. Yeah, he's Lenny Henry. And probably the other actors that are in every single one.
They are, yeah. I think I saw a picture of it.
I think it's called Missing You.
That's it.
Does that ring a bell?
That's it.
So I'll definitely be watching that, yeah.
We'll probably try and get started. And the other one was that Kaylee Koku podcast one. Second series is out.
I remember watching it on Peacock when I was up.
Yeah.
Was it last year or was it 2023 we watched?
Might be the end of 2023, maybe, yeah. We binged it.
That was nice. That was a nice little time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't started that. I feel like because of the feeling that I may have wanted to watch it with you. So I don't know whether we are going to watch it together or whether we watch it.
We got it downloaded. We haven't started.
Separately. Yeah. God, mate, don't stop doing that to your dad, mate. Stop putting stuff on that box unless when you're going to watch
Download
it.
Doesn't take up any space though, does it?
It does.
No, it doesn't. Honestly,
I swear it does.
Download a whole series and then delete them, and the percentage stays exactly the same.
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
I'm 100%.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Okay. We're test. I will test that.
But I've got 4,000 films downloaded just to test it, and we're on 99%.
Yeah.
I have nothing recorded other than Raw once a week because SmackDown just never records. I don't know what goes on with it.
Won't have to record it anymore.
I've got some kind of thing in my box.
Whoa.
And they will just turn SmackDown off every week. That's their main concern.
I think it's because TNT keep changing it from certain times.
But now we're going to be Netflix.
Not certain times. Yeah.
SmackDown won't record this week because it's not on TV.
We're very privileged because we don't have that.
SmackDown isn't on Netflix or on TV this week.
Wow.
Is it not?
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
Yeah, so
that's so fun.
TNT is done. There's no more wrestling on TNT.
Yeah. There's not.
So SmackDown has to cross the bridge with YouTube in the UK. And then next week, everything is starting January. I'm going to have to stay up and watch it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it.
But no, I don't know. Is there any hopes for the pod or anything for the end of?
I want to be consistent again with the edits. I feel like I'm making little gradual changes with the podcast from my side of things. You're focused on like the sport card part of it, so I'm taking the podcast, and then just strength to strength. My main key is to build a community to start off 2025. That's my main thing. I want to get chat with the Peppercorns out there, get Sam and Lewis involved. Probably it will be through Patreon for that one, just to start off, because I don't want to have to deal with Discord. It's either Discord or Patreon. I feel like is the best place to create Patreon. One.
So a lot of people have it.
Yeah,
if you know.
Yeah. If we were doing more gaming, then I would probably go Discord, because it's very adapt to that. And then just be consistent again with the every week. Just make sure that we're putting out banger after banger. And this is actually a good segue to update the Peppercorns that you usually get the audio on a Friday and the visuals on the weekend, the Saturday or Sunday. From next episode, so from episode 59, both the audio and the visual will be dropping on the Monday.
You got a set time for when they're going to go up? Or?
On Mondays, 8 a.m. First thing on Mondays, they will be there.
Nice, I like that. Nice. Lined up.
Just to trying out different things.
Yeah. So. Yep.
What about you?
There's so much. I'd like to get some guests on, if that is Lewis and Sam or anyone, just to change up like the dynamic. Bring someone else in.
I'm sick of talking to you now.
Yeah, I bet. Mainly that, like some guests. I just want to keep steadily building it, like not overthinking it to a point where I'm like, oh, by the end of this year, I need us to be at 50,000 downloads once a week. You know what I mean? It's good to make lofty goals, but I think sometimes it's like just accept the gradual build, keep putting in the work, keep turning up, keep doing good shows, get some guests, keep doing it, and just, like you said, bit by bit, add a chat or whatever it is, and add this and add that, and it will come. It's just a matter of time. The thumbnails are too good for it not to come.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been slacking the past couple of weeks with thumbnails.
It's still good.
I like it.
No, that's really it, really, for me.
Yeah, I think the steady build is spot on. I think we've got so many different outlets now. We've obviously got the wrestling podcast, football podcast, we've got this Peppercorn podcast, we've got the Peppercorn sports cards. As long as it all gradually builds over time together, all ships rise in high tides, or whatever the thing is.
Very good.
I think also bring more energy. I need to figure out this year how to dial it back, work less hard, and bring more energy to these things, because it takes a hit.
Sure.
Good. I like that. I was thinking, actually, no, I'm not, because I saw in my constant state of flux over this past 2 weeks. This morning, I saw a YouTube video, and I liked a little mantra that this guy had, and it was "Till done, tell none."
Woohoo!
Oh no! I like that.
Hell yeah!
So
keep your hopes up high and your head down low.
Yeah. Hey.
I was getting tired of my throat.
I like that.
So I'm always that's pretty much why I can't sleep, is because whenever I try and go to sleep, there's just so much stuff going through my head of ideas and stuff, and I was like, if I do this, then I do this, and then I get so into it, and I'm like, yeah.
And then the daylight comes, and you lose a little confidence and a little bit of energy.
It's all the same.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing. I have the exact same thing, but it's in cars. When I'm in a car, I drive from work, I'll come up with 9 business strategies. And concrete, I'll start thinking, I need to reach out to this person. That's fine. I could do that, blah, blah. I walk in the door and I go, I've lost all my confidence to reach out to anyone. And then wait till my next car journey, and then I come up with everything.
Yeah.
Is life.
Just don't get out the car.
I heard a mantra, actually. I remember.
Keep driving.
I was watching a YouTube video this morning, actually. I had a really lovely mantra. It just said, just keep driving.
Keep driving.
Yeah. Just keep plugging on. Keep trucking. That's what they say.
Yeah. So,
and obviously, Bruno should stop sucking cigs all year as well this year.
Yeah. It's a dirty habit.
It's a really dirty habit. Get out of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, remember, this is a good time to remember everything we say on this podcast is not real.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
Nothing. That's a good mantra as well.
And the world's...
Yeah, it's not good. It's not ideal.
Life sucks and then you die.
Yeah, well.
Happy 2025.
Let the people say, let's go.